Well, good morning again to all my good friends around the world. This is your channel, Berea Nation, and as usual, Amari Garcia is right here with you as every morning to share small principles and elements that will help you to have a more successful and profound Bible study. We have been talking about literally styles in the Bible, and this would be our last video regarding that topic. If you remember, on our second video we're talking about all the literary styles that you can find in the Bible, and we mentioned narrative, we mentioned poetry, and we mentioned prose discourse. Now, prose discourse makes up to 24% of the Bible, and simply put, prose discourse, it's a very plain way of speaking. Prose discourse, it's found in the book of the law, and it's also found especially in the letters or epistles. Now, these books are one of the characteristics that you can find in these books is that they follow a linear path. They're trying to present to you arguments, to present to you an idea, and back that idea with arguments, and the author is trying to make you take a decision or change your mind about a certain topic. Now, think how, for example, in the book of Hebrews, the author is establishing ideas like the supremacy of Christ, or the supremacy of Christ's priesthood. And he's going through so many arguments to take you into that direction. Also, think about the book of Romans, where Paul talks about sin and about the fact that we have all sinned and we are in need of redemption, and that Christ provides that redemption, and all the arguments that he uses to establish that idea. Those are the main characteristics of prose discourse. Now, in this video, we're also going to talk about how is the Bible divided. Because remember, the Bible, on our first video, we said that was divided mainly in two big parts, the Old Testament and the New Testament. But the Bible is also divided according to the main themes that are expressed in the books that are in the Bible. For example, the first 5 books of the Bible are called the law, because they are mainly dealing with the law given to the Israelites. As you know, this part of the Bible is composed of 5 books: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Right after that, you have a big group of books that is called historic books. Here you can find Joshua, 1st, 2nd King, 1st, 2nd Chronicle, 1st, 2nd Samuel, Esther, Nehemiah, Ezra, a lot of books. And they are mainly dealing with the history of the people of Israel, and different moments within that history. Now, right after that, the third major division or aggregation of books in the Bible is poetic or wisdom books. In these books, you will find Psalms, Proverbs, Job, and you see that they are mainly dealing with trying to give wisdom, trying to give advice on how to live a godly life, or they are expressing feelings of anxiety and fear and confidence in God through poetic songs. Now, you have right after that, the fourth division is prophetic books. And these prophetic books are then divided into two groups. You have the major prophets, Hezekiah, Jeremiah, Isaiah, and you have the minor prophets, which are 12. And among them you have Joel, you have Amos, you have Habakkuk, you have Jonah, you have 12 minor prophets. And they are dealing mainly with prophecies, not only to Israel, to the Israelites, but to other nations that used to live around the Israelites. Now you have the fifth major division. It's the gospel, or biographical books. Now, you know, the gospels are dealing mainly with Jesus' life. Then after the gospel, you have letters or epistles written by the disciples of Jesus, and in this they are trying to spread the works and the teachings of Jesus, trying to convince people to turn their life around and come to the salvation that Jesus offered. You have also the book of Revelation, which is a different class of book on its own. It belongs to a genre called apocalyptic books, because it's dealing mainly with prophecies that have to do with the future. And why it is important to know the literary styles in the Bible? Well, because all these books, even though they have been grouped together because there are similarities among them, they also have a combination of the different literary styles that you can find in the Bible. For example, think about Exodus, where it's mainly telling you a story, the story of Israel from Egypt through the wilderness, and at some points during that narrative, you have Moses singing for the Lord, and here it is introduced a song which is considered a poetic form of expressing oneself. So you see, not only the book has narrative in it, it also has elements of poetry. So you need to be able to identify these different elements so you can follow along the whole idea expressed in the book on a better way. Think also about the book of Daniel, which is considered a prophetic book, but it also has element of apocalyptic nature, because Daniel also has prophecies that deal with the future, not only his future but our future too. So all these books are even though they have a main style, a main characteristics, they have a combination of different styles, and that is why it is important that we know how to identify the literary styles that we find in the Bible, that we are able to comprehend when it's a narrative, when it's a poetry, when how the author is trying to express what he's trying to express, because all that matters and influence us in the way that we understand a particular text. Now, this is going to be our last video dealing with this topic. I suggest that you go back and watch them all together, I mean one by one, and you pace yourself and you will try to apply each principle. This is the 8th video that we are producing in this series. Please try to apply what we are presenting to you in these videos, because if you just listen to it once and then you just move along with your life, it's not going to benefit you in any way. But if you implement them and you make them part of the way you think when you are dealing with the Bible, it will change your perspective, not only in the Bible but in Christianity as a whole. It will change it so much, because you will start seeing things in a different way, in a deeper sense. Now, all these divisions, you can find it in the Bible. Especially if you have a study Bible, it will have that division within the Bible itself. And I suggest everybody should have at least one study Bible in your house, because study Bibles help you a lot. They give you a brief introduction to the book before you actually start reading a particular book. They tell you who was the author, what was the historical context at that time, what was the reason that the author was writing, what was he pursuing with writing a particular book. And all of this information will help you to have a broader view of the book and a more deep comprehension of what it is expressed in that particular book. So as usual, it is a pleasure for me to be with you with these short videos. I really hope that you guys are being edified, and I thank you that you take some time out of your busy schedule to listen to me. God bless you, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on our next video. Bye bye.